welcoming everybody. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy days to join our webinar. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Livio, and I'm responsible for business development at Caron. With existing customers, my role is number one, to keep them happy, and two is to assist with new projects and new licenses. From a net new perspective, I'm responsible for net new Sage 300 and Sage X3. I want to introduce Jack. Jack is our senior X3 implementation consultant, and he will be doing the heavy lifting today. So after a brief introduction, I just have one PowerPoint. We'll turn it over to Jack, and Jack will go over 10 reasons to migrate, for you to migrate over to Sage X3. Throughout our 21 years of business, we have built a good practice of focusing on the mining industry with Sage accounting products. Over the years, existing customers have grown, their operations have become more demanding. Several years ago, it was a very natural for us to move into a very robust product like X3. We believe X3 is a great ERP solution for mining companies, particularly those who are operating in other countries, such as South America. It was only natural for us to create Caron Mining Solutions powered by Sage X3. So along with our Canadian presence, we now have an office in Lima, Peru. We have a very strong team in Brazil, provide services in South America, where a lot of our clients exist right now and operate. A lot of some of our clients that have a Canadian presence have a mine in South America. Couldn't do this without the support of Sage. So we're well supported worldwide operations, not only by Sage North America, but also Sage is present in Brazil and Sage International. So we feel like we are well positioned in this area. I'll leave you with this last thought, and I'll turn it over to Jack. Is what you'll see today is you'll see 10 reasons why you should switch over. But that is just scratching the surface. Although powerful, it's just scratching the surface of X3. So I'll leave you with that final thought. Jack?
Thank you, Livio. Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Jack. As Livio mentioned, I'm a senior consultant at Caron Mining Solutions. I am responsible for implementing the product, Sage X3, and other related products as well. So I want to start off the presentation on some of the top reasons why we think you should migrate to Sage X3. And let's get started. So a powerful feature in Sage X3 is the ability to set up a commonized account core model. Not only does this allow you to set up multi-companies quickly by reusing the same chart of accounts, but the built-in functionality allows you to report on multi-ledger and currencies. We will talk about the account core model during the demo portion. Another feature in X3 is analytical accounting, or dimensions. Dimensions allow you to tag each transaction with specific codes, and it can be used for financial and statistical purposes. By using dimensions, you can greatly simplify your chart of account. As an example, in the supplier BP invoice screen shown here, cost center, product, market, and project are configured as dimensions and can be tagged against each detail line on the invoice. The standard screen layout in X3 reduces the learning curve for all users. Here is the supplier and GL account screen in X3 stacked on top of each other. If you remove the screen labels, the two screens look identical. This is part of the reason why learning X3 can be made quickly. I will go into the layout and navigation in details during the demo. Your ERP is never complete without a great reporting system. In X3, most of the standard reports are written in Crystal reports. This is an industry standard reporting tool. Many reports come standard out of the box, but can be customized to your requirement. During the demo, I will also speak about other types of reporting tools, including dashboards using SEI, mobile and tablet screens. On the road and looking for quick information in the system, tablet and mobile pages come standard out of the box, so you can get the information you want whenever and wherever you are. Now, without further ado, I'm going to switch over to my demo system. So I mentioned about account core model. What is the account core model? Let's take a look at this interactive visual process flow from Sage. Let's click on the hyperlink Account Core Models. In the Account Core Model, you can define up to 10 ledgers to use for a single company. Each ledger can reference a different chart of account and currency. In this example, NA2, with a description of multi-ledger model, there are 4 ledgers defined. The first ledger or the legal ledger, uses chart of account NAS with a reporting currency of US dollar. This is the company's default reporting ledger. With the other ledgers available, we can configure it for other reporting needs. For example, Ledger 4, or the group ledger, can be used for consolidation reporting with other companies within X3. I also want to draw your attention to Ledger 5. Ledger 5 is defined as an auto ledger with reference to the same NAS ledger, but reporting in Canadian dollar. That means any company using this model can report in both US dollar and Canadian using the same chart of account. And because it is an auto ledger, there is no need for double entries. The system automatically converts each transaction from US dollar to Canadian dollar based on the daily exchange rate. To show you an example, I'm going to bring up a company. To show you an example, company NA20 or NA process uses the account core model NA2. And now let's bring up a supplier BP invoice that I've entered ahead of time. So on this standard supplier invoice here, I want to draw your attention to the detail line. So I pre-entered invoice previously, and it's coded to the initial expense account of 70900. That's under our legal ledger here. But you'll also see that Sage X3 automatically inputted 70900 for the IAS USA ledger, as well as 628 account for the internal PL ledger. And now, continue on with this example. Upon posting this supplier invoice, we can look up against the same NA20 company. Under the legal ledger, or the ledger number 1, I'm going to put in a value, a state within November for account 70900. And as you might expect, we see the $100 that I just put in through the supplier invoice. This is reporting under our legal ledger in US dollar. Within the same account inquiry, I can now switch over to a different ledger type, ledger 5 as an example. And because Ledger 5 is an auto ledger, it uses the same account, but it's reporting in Canadian dollar. And as you can see, the same document is now showing in a Canadian amount of 128. And finally, we have a group ledger for consolidation purposes. And that account 70900 is mapped to account 628. And as you can see, it's also reporting the same transaction. So as you can see, by entering one transaction through the subledger, the system automatically pushes it into multiple ledger that potentially reference different chart of accounts as well as different currencies, and it's revalue automatically. Go back to the main page here. One of the major differences between Sage X3 and other traditional applications is the ability to attach dimensions to the GL accounts. In a traditional account structure, every GL account must be defined explicitly. Let's use an example. You have an account, marketing expense. You also have 3 segments defined in the company: market area, sales region, and product category. Let's suppose each segment contains up to 5 values. That can potentially add up to 125 different combinations to your chart of accounts. Now compare that to Sage X3. You define the natural account only. The other segments can be set up as dimensions. Using the same example, there will be one marketing expense account in the system, regardless of how many market areas, sales regions, or product categories you have. This allows you to simplify your chart of account and minimize the amount of effort spent on maintenance. Reason number 3, the screen layout. This is the standard Sage X3 supplier screen. Like most of the screens involving master data, you can break this into 3 sections. On the left side, you have different drawers. Drawers allow you to retrieve information relevant to the screen based on a predefined filter. In this example, we have the default drawer showing all suppliers. There is also another drawer here labeled last read. This shows you a list of the last 10 suppliers that you've accessed. Within each drawer, is a customizable list, allowing you to filter additional information based on this list. Each column is searchable and sortable. As an example, I would like to see a list of suppliers with the word electronics in their name. I simply go to the company name column, start typing the first few letters. So in this case, ELE, and I can either tab or enter to refine the results. In this case, it returns the list of 6 suppliers with the 3 letters ELE in their name. Go ahead and clear this result. As I mentioned, you can click on any heading to sort by that heading, ascending and descending order. This list is customizable, meaning if there are other information that you would like to search or see on this list, it is something that you can add without programming. Now let's switch our attention to the middle section. The middle section occupies most of the screen space. This is the area for transacting with the program. This section of the screen is customizable by removing or reordering how the fields appear. Looking at an example, under the identity section, we have standard fields related to site, tax ID, SIC code, as well as EU VAT and EU VAT identification validation. Without programming, we're able to customize the screen to simplify what the end user sees. I've gone ahead and created a simplified layout. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what this looks like. Pay attention to this section of the screen. When I go ahead and switch to the different view, I labeled it Simplify Supplier. These fields are gone. And that was done without any additional programming or customization involved. Any end user with sufficient access will be able to do so themselves. On the right side here is the CRUD area. Create, record, update, and delete. In addition to these functionalities, the toolbar also allows you to attach documents, add a rich text note to the specific record, or export the information to Excel. As a matter of fact, you will see that there's a red dot next to the comments icon. This is an indication that this specific record contains a note. We simply click on the icon and a pop-up window appears showing us what the note is. In this case, it displays this text. Let me go back to the main screen. As mentioned previously, X3 uses crystal reports for most of the standard reports. Here, as shown, is a list of all reports within X3 listed alphabetically. You can also see the reports grouped by their functions. For example, under sales, stock, manufacturing, financials, and so on. Sage X3 is also highly integrated with Microsoft Office. One way of seeing this in action is using the built-in inquiries. Under standard inquiries can be exported to Excel. Here is an example of a standard inquiry in the system. In this case, it is the sales order inquiry. We have filtering options or parameters up above, allowing you to refine your results. Let's say I want to see a list of orders for company NA10 within the last quarter of 2019. Simply enter the company value and put in a start and end date for that parameter. Click search to show the results. In this case, it provides additional information. It provides a list of results within that parameter as well as additional information. From this point, I can export the results to either a CSV report or Excel report for further analysis. I can also drill into a specific order, in this case, for additional information by clicking on the action icon. In this case, I can drill into the initial order or the sales journal referencing that order. In terms of BI report, we recommend using Sage Enterprise Intelligence, or SEI. SEI is a standalone reporting tool specifically designed for X3. We recommend SEI for its ease of use and tight integration with X3. Here you will see a couple of standard reports from SEI, specifically the accounts payable dashboard as well as the finance CFO dashboard. The dashboard here contains different filters options up above, allowing you to refine your results on a real-time basis. You can also interact with each of the sub-reports within the dashboard for additional information. For example, I can highlight this toolbar here and add this as my filter. And as you can see, all the other reports referencing within this dashboard updates in real time. All right, when I pull up the mobile homepage on my system, as I can't show you my cell phone right now. Here's the standard mobile homepage in X3. Suppose I'm on the road and looking to get more information on customer international distributors. What I can do in this case is pull up my mobile phone, log into my X3 application, and under my customer dashboards, under customer lists, I can type in international. In this case, it returns two records. I'm going to select this record NA001. I now see a dashboard of information ranging from contact information all the way to credit levels for that customer. Go back and switch over to my PowerPoint. Out of the box, Sage X3 offers many language overlays. Here is a screenshot of the account screen displayed in 3 different languages: English, Spanish, and Germany. Of note, what is interesting is that not only are the field labels shown in the user's language, but the account description itself is shown in that language as well. In fact, you can store data in multiple languages for most of the master data, such as GL accounts, suppliers, customers, and products. This further increases productivity when using Sage X3. Reason number 7, workflows within the purchasing cycle. Workflow is a standard feature in X3. Specifically, purchase requests and purchase order approval are part of the standard installation and can be deployed without customization. Upon entering a purchase request, X3 automatically sends email to the next approver based on a customizable approval hierarchy. In this example, user John Doe creates purchase request ending in 30 with 2 detail lines. Shortly after, the approver receives 2 emails containing details of the purchase request to be approved. In this case, it is 2 emails as opposed to 1 because the company would like to approve each detail line individually. The approver can elect to view additional information by clicking on the links embedded in the email, or he or she can simply approve the request within the email. The contents of this email is customizable and can be catered to your business needs. If you would like to learn more about purchasing workflow in X3, please visit our website at www.caronbusiness.com. We have a video outlining the workflows in a more comprehensive manner. Sage X3 has a rich functionalities related to the setup of inventory locations and management. Whether your warehouse is a 4-wall facility with no differentiation within the site, or it's divided into zone-based locations, or you require an advanced functionality of bin management, Sage X3's location management is able to handle these scenarios without customization. In fact, when you define a location in X3, you can categorize the location code into 7 levels, from warehouse zone all the way to subshelf 3. This powerful yet simple to set up feature makes X3's distribution model top of the class. Next, I would like to talk about tolerance. Tolerance allows you to prevent an overage in receiving or invoicing when purchasing an item. You can assign matching tolerances to individual products within X3. For example, you may want to assign a different tolerance for explosives compared to fuel. Tolerance can be used in both receiving and invoicing of goods. The use of tolerance is crucial in the three-way matching process of the purchasing cycle. On the receiving side, tolerance can be set on the quantity as well as on date perspective. For example, item 1 and 2 highlighted here relates to quantity overage and shortage during the receipt entry. You can control the tolerance by percentage as well as an absolute amount. On the invoicing side, you can take control by setting up tolerance on quantity, invoice unit, or invoice amount. We have a link here down below that allows you to watch a video that we've prepared on the tolerance matching feature within Sage X3. Looking at an example together, here I have a purchase order to purchase 10 units of an item. On this line, we also specify we would like to set up a matching tolerance of 10 PCF. That means we would allow an overage of up to 10% on units received. Failing that will result in a blocked receipt. On the receiving screen, if we enter a receive quantity of 12 for the same detail line, it would result in the system preventing the receipt from being created, as the quantity received is over the accepted tolerance. You can see the details of this in the three-way matching resulting screen. It indicates that the detail line has been blocked as the receipt quantity is over the order quantity by 20%. We have one more reason of why you want to migrate to Sage X3. So we don't think there's any one specific feature within X3 that that we can highlight or pinpoint, because it's a collection of features and functionalities in this X3 distribution model that stands out. And I covered some of this already during my presentation, but the matching tolerance for each product that you can assign, whether it's percentage or quantity tolerance that you want to control, the out of the box utilizing the workflow functionality down to the detail line level with a customizable hierarchy that you can define for any business any business that you need. The location management that I cover off as well. Out of the box, you have 7 levels that you can assign within the location. Some of the things that we didn't cover, that's also standard functionality within inventory. You have location, you have your built-in quality control within inventory management, integration with the workbench for your reordering process to better drive efficiency. So the collection of all those features makes X3's inventory management and purchasing along with that top of the class.